করছি So we will start our journey. So Mr. Arun Jana has come from HGS Consultancy. You have seen earlier, he has shared a little bit overview where he will give little bit deeper information and instruction how we can do the compliances. Not only the social, there are other compliances also. We will discuss both of us. First, Arun Jana will give the presentation. After finishing his presentation, he will do the question answer. Then we will also talk other compliances. So it is not only social. You need the trade license, you need IC, you need VAT, you need service tax, you need other documents also. Okay? So, Arun sir, this is your talk. You can speak.
Good evening, everyone. I think this.
And requesting to make the question after finishing the presentation. Keep
No, during. Yeah, good evening, everybody. I am Arun Jana from SGS India Private Limited. As you know, SGS, we are basically. Before I start, let me introduce something about SGS. SGS is a Swiss company having headquarters in Switzerland. Presents more than 143 countries for inspection, testing, and certification services. We are basically a service company having 1,600 offices and laboratories across the globe with almost approximately 85,000 employees. And we are the largest, and we are also listed in New York Stock Exchange and London Stock Exchange. So largest service provider across the globe. In India, we are here since 1950 as inspection, testing, and certification company. India, the total manpower is approximately 5,000 with 36 offices and 17 laboratories. And in laboratory, we are testing every product. Not only product, we are also environmental testing also, like soil, water, air, monitoring, everything. So today we will be discussing on social compliance, why it is required, how it can be implemented at your organization, how it will help you to make your day-to-day activity business, and how you can go with this social accountability or social compliance implementation of your business. During my, this is some presentation means actually the presentation is some points which will be flashed over here. Now during presentation itself, if you have any query, any question, just raise your hands and then we discuss. Because it's not kind of simply PPT, it's a kind of workshop. What I already requested, it's kind of workshop.
Technical and
why workshop? Because it should be a two-way communication, not one-way communication. Please ask a question, raise your queries. First of all, let me start with this. What is SA8000? SA8000 is Social Accountability 8000 is the standard published by SAI USA, Social Accountability International USA, New York. Their headquarters earlier, their headquarters used to be in Shanghai, but from 2007 onwards, they have shifted their headquarters from Shanghai to New York. So they are the authority, or they are the body who publish the standard. Under them, there is one accreditation body called SAAS, Social Accountability Accreditation Services, who actually monitor the implementation of social accountability or social compliance in the organization. Now, why they are into this monitoring activity? If we go the 9 clauses of social accountability, I come one by one. You will see this is some kind of welfare activity the organization needs to do. At present, across globe, everybody is talking about corporate social responsibility. There is those sustainability report. There are so many things we are talking about at present across globe. This is the first initiative for the welfare of the workers of the organization, workers or working at the organization. So this is the first standard AC 8000. It talks about, these are the elements. Child labor, there is some problem in this. Anyway, child labor, now, so as per standard, also guided by ILO, International Labour Organization. So this standard has also some guidance of ILO about the implementation and the points needs to be taken care of by the organization. Now, child labor, for any organization, they should not be engaged in any child labor for their activity. This is the international law and also the law of the land. Now, you can engage an adolescent. As per our law, from 14 to 18, it is an adolescent. You can engage adolescent, but they should not be engaged in any hazardous activity. Number one. Number two, you have to give their adolescent the sufficient time for his education, and the education needs to be provided by the employer. So if you want to engage any adolescent, you have to provide the education to the adolescent, and he or she should not be engaged in any hazardous activity, and you have to give a sufficient time for his education. This is the basic law of child labor. Forced labor, nobody should be engaged forcefully for any activity. Now, in our case, there is some correlation between forced labor and working hours. Suppose, as per our law, in a day 8 hours working is permissible. In a week, 48 hours. You can engage them for overtime activity with double payment. For any overtime activity with double payment, as per the minimum wages notification by the government of West Bengal, if you are working or if your organization is working in the periphery of West Bengal, every 6 months, Labour Department publishes the minimum wages for each and every industrial segment. Suppose tailoring, footwear, but there is no segment at present only for leather, but other segments, there is some minimum wages has been published by the Labour Department. This minimum wages you have to provide. Now this minimum wages is calculated on the basis of 26 days of working. 26 days. Suppose a person is getting a salary of 2600. Now his daily wages is 100 rupees. So this 100 rupees is for 8 hours working. So you are paying around 12 rupees 50 paisa per hour. Now if you engage this person for another 2 hours in your premises as overtime, you need to pay him 25 rupees per hour. So the hourly wage needs to be doubled in case of overtime. And as per our law, the maximum overtime in a quarter means in 3 months. Maximum working overtime hours is 52 hours. You cannot engage anybody more than 52 hours in a quarter in West Bengal. Now, why this point has come? Forced labor. If you engage a person, suppose from morning 8 o'clock it has started, till night 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock they are working. It is coming under the lawful activity of forced labor. If you are engaging anybody more than 10 hours in a day maximum, they can stay at your premises up to 11 hours. Now in between this 11 hours, you have to give at least 1 hour break, 15 minutes, half an hour, 15 minutes. In 8 hours working also, you have to give 1 hour break. The working hours should be 8 hours. Suppose in the morning you have given a 15 minutes tea break, 30 minutes lunch break, and again 15 minutes tea break. So his working hours is 8 hours. Specifically, this forced labor means another point is you should not be take. Suppose you are engaging any worker who is coming from Nepal or Bhutan. Let's take an example. You should not be keep his passport or his or her any document related to his or her citizenship. Because without that, he or she cannot return to his own country. So if you are keeping those documents with you, original documents, you can keep always photocopy. If you are keeping original documents of those documents, then it's a forced labor. You are making bound this person to work at your premises. Now, third, health and safety we discuss at last. Freedom of association. For big organization there is no problem, but for the smaller organization there is no need of trade union, something like that. But as per the law of the land and also international conventions, a factory committee should be there. A factory committee means a factory committee should consist both the representation of management and also the workers. Suppose a factory is having 10 persons working. Now they are having a factory committee with a 1% representation of management and 1% representation of workers. If any problem occurs during any activity, they can sit together, they can resolve the issue. If this is not getting resolved, they can go to the top management, then a collective bargaining they can go. If then also it is not getting resolved, then we can go for tripartite agreement. It is bipartite, but we can go for tripartite with the involvement of Labour Department. This is the actually normal procedure. Freedom of association means a collective right of collective bargaining. Discrimination, there should not be discrimination based on race, caste, gender. For a same kind of activity, a person or let's say a maid is getting 100 rupees. For the same activity, a lady should not get less than 100 rupees. If you are paying for the same activity, a male candidate 100 rupees, you have to pay lady candidate also the 100 rupees. There should not be any discrimination based on the gender, caste or any other race or any other point. Disciplinary practices, what they say, though it's not limited for a very small organization, but also they say suppose if you are willing to show cause anybody, or if you are asking anybody to leave your, or if you are asking anybody, if you are not willing to continue with anybody, give them a chance to justify his or her point. You also make a point, you also give an equal opportunity to the person who is working with you for justify this position or what is the activity he has done or he has performed. This is as per the Industrial Dispute Act 1967. We are having Industrial Dispute Act 1967 for bigger organization employing more than 100. A standing order needs to be signed by a lawyer, authorized lawyer by a high court. Standing order, which is employing more than 100. The standing order needs to also displayed in front of the factory or organization premises. Everybody should know what is happening. Working hours, we have already discussed 8 hours, maximum 9 hours in a day, 1 hour break, 8 hours, 2 hours in a day you can employ them overtime with double payment, 52 hours maximum overtime hours in a quarter. Remuneration, this is as per minimum wages act, but as per the international requirement, nowadays we are calculating the living wages. Living wages, how we are calculating? So very simple. We are taking a 4 members, 3 members dependent on a person. Suppose a person is working at a premises, we are taking a 3 more person dependent on him. So we are taking care of the daily needs of rice, dal, pulses, other spices, then any fish or meat or egg in combination of these 3 components. Then cloth, we are taking care of these 4 members their minimum requirement a day and what is the market price and what is coming at present. Suppose at present a person's minimum wages for a particular segment, suppose for tailoring industry, for unskilled labor it is 5,200, let's say. Now, if you are also putting or if you are also calculating on the basis of this living wages, you can also derive 5,200, no harm on it. But it should not be less than minimum wages.
1 minute. Have you understood what he has told?
Yes. So we have understood, but I want to understand that one person might have more than 4 dependents and one person might not have any dependents. So how do you calculate living wage for each and every worker?
No, for it's a valid question, but it's really difficult. See, you can calculate for 10, 20%, 25%. But for a organization employing more than 100 or something like that, it's really difficult.
Yes.
So it is a standard form and format. We are taking care that a person with his wife and 2 kids.
Yes. Okay.
This is the standard calculation.
The one thing I must inform. So sometimes we employ people. We don't give appointment letter. We don't sign the contractual also. We don't keep the attendance. Suppose you want to be an exporter. So today he is talking about, say, it is a part of SA 8000. Say there is also legal standards also. If you employ 3 people, 10 people, you just issue proper appointment letter. And in appointment letter, mention his name, when from he is doing job, what is the salary you are offering, and that salary should not be the below the minimum wages. Number 1. Number 2, appointment letter you have, but you have not taken a signed copy. But when a foreign buyer will purchase something from you, they want something, some document. Show me your employee, retail, okay, 10 employees. Show me the appointment letter.
That will come. That is there.
They ask.
Not only one buyer is asking, somebody has mentioned, I am just mentioning Mohammed Hussain, I am talking.
I'll explain what the buyers may ask you.
One minute also, sir. I am just sharing one incident. Say we upload in the website, we have no child labor. That buyer is so intelligent, please show me the video of 1 month that your child labor is not working. I don't believe, okay, you are maintaining the contract. They want that proof. Now sometimes we submit the mark sheet and the authority who gives the employee, they have a internal checking and they go check from real sources and then they validate. So nowadays they are doing that. So suppose you have kept all the documents, but you have not kept the CCTV, then you cannot show the document. You have the employee who has produced the product, but you have not maintained the employee register, accent register, first name. Now sometimes there, after finishing what you said, I will change it. Because you are asking me to give the buyer, and before getting the buyer, at least you need make ready of 50 documents minimum. If your document is 10, don't think of buyer. You resell to anybody. If it is less than 50, you will not get any good buyer from Delhi also.
Less than
50 documents is required. Say corporation license, then service tax, corporational tax, whether you give the bonus or not, and vis-a-vis all the records, and whether your factory have some standard, say ISO is there or not, or your social compliances, and then even the director, board of director, resolution, memorandum of understanding. So
For small entrepreneur, board of directors.
no, I know, but they have somebody they have maintained
Yeah,
and
so
some.
I have one more question.
Yeah.
In case the enterprise does not have fixed labor or worker, but giving on contracts some village women who are taking the material and working in their home. So how do you?
Yeah. Now yes. It
And that is
also
on piece system.
piece rate basis. Yeah.
Yeah.
Piece rate basis is applicable.
Then you say
Piece rate basis just definitely please. Piece rate basis is acceptable.
Yeah. So
But
this rate should.
but the person who is producing on piece rate basis, he or she should get as per the minimum wages. Number 1, suppose you are giving some material to a person who is having a home worker, right? He with his wife, they both are working together, right? Now it is very difficult for them to maintain ESI, then your other documents like your death and safety discrimination. What we normally, this we call outsourced activity. But this outsourced activity is also part of your product. What we call outsourced activity? Suppose let's take an example of jute bag.
थोड़ा बड़ा लिखेंगे.
बड़ा लिखेंगे. Suppose you cut the jute. The jute has come to your factory premises. You cut as per the specifics. Now you are given it to some home worker who is doing the stitching activity. Then again they are giving it back to you. Then you are doing the printing activity, packing and dispatch. This we call outsourced activity, but part of the process. Because without this process, your product is not finished. Right? Some activity, we call it supplier. Suppose a person, you are procuring material with stitching. So this person, if they are procuring this jute and they are making this, they are stitching it, then they are giving it to you. Then he became, or he or she became your supplier, not part of your process. Because you are procuring this material as it is. After finishing all there, the product is not going out of your premises and not again coming back halfway of the process. You are procuring. So this is we call supplier. Supplier, there is no liability for suppliers. There is no liability for the entrepreneur to make the social compliance. For supplier, only communication is required that we are going for social compliance. You also need to have the social compliance. Social compliance we are talking about is a very broader aspect and come on the entire other legal document. Now, this is supplier, but if the person is sub-process, it's an outsourced process, but it is a sub-process of your process, then this person or this organization should comply. All the norms
So
of that
the
comply.
people who are outsourcing the work, they are not like businesses. It's like every woman is working in her home. So there are many women who are procuring the raw material and going to their home and doing this.
Yes, no problem. So for that case, you have to ensure what the payment you are making to them, that should be in line with the minimum wages number of.
But for that is per piece basis.
Piece
For-
basis
for-
is acceptable.
So for each and every item, how will you get the minimum wages?
No, minimum wages is not based on the item.
Then
Minimum wages based on the segment. Suppose if they are doing the tailoring activity, there is a minimum wages fixed. If they are doing some other activity, there is a minimum wages fixed. Suppose you are giving them a job of 10 days. Suppose you are giving them a job of 10 days, then their minimum wages would be, suppose if this is 5,000 rupees per month for this particular segment is the minimum wages, then 5,000 divided by 26, suppose it is coming around 400 rupees. So the person, whatsoever he is manufacturing or he is doing the process, he or she should get 200 rupees per day minimum.
but sir, they are not working whole day.
No, I have
When-
a question. The
Yeah,
whole thing
yeah.
is quite confusing to me.
Ah.
The system will come under SA 8000. Now, why is that person bothered about what is my remuneration screen or whatever I am doing with my paying system?
Yes, if you are part of that process,
Yes.
then you have to comply.
No,
Because
it's okay, but there is no. We have to abide by that system as well. If you are under
Yes.
SA 8000.
Yes. The sub-process activities also needs to be abide by that process. If they are supplier, leave not. If they are supplier, leave not.
But sir, my question is when they take work home, they are not necessarily working 8 hours or they working as per their requirement. Someday they are working 4 hours, someday they are working only 2 hours,
Then-
someday they may work 10 hours also. So
Then
how
you
will
can make it hourly basis, the payment. You can make it hourly basis also.
That is
No,
also
that is also
acceptable.
acceptable. But hourly basis also you can pay. See, across globe, apart from few countries, there is hourly wage. I think you all are aware about it. $12 is the hourly wage for a semi-skilled worker in US.
Sir, in
For
India,
in India, what is hourly?
It's a one
For handicraft,
for handicraft, unskilled
or
labor.
if you check the West Bengal Labor Department, there is a I think latest notification you can available in the month of June. For handicraft, I think there is unskilled labor, there is a minimum wages. For semi-skilled labor, there is minimum wages.
Normally it stands between 3,500 to 5,000.
3,000.
No, sir, 6897, today's record.
3,000
No.
is long back.
For apprenticeship,
No,
apprenticeship.
That is
apprenticeship.
the time you 3,500. That day somebody, some gentleman said
Ah.
6,900.
No.
That is for
See,
apprenticeship.
apprenticeship is different.
Different. They are divided by
For
different laws.
apprenticeship,
Tenure.
There is a apprenticeship law. there is a apprenticeship law.
Here, say suppose when you take a full-time job, you go by full-time, and there is another apprenticeship act. You know, sometimes when you do the MBA, CA, the article clerk is there, or some doing some project. They are called apprenticeship or training. You know that they come
No,
once in
no.
a while.
Don't confuse it. Project and apprentice two different activities. In MBA, if they are doing some project for 3 months, it is not apprentice.
Sir, I can show you one page. I attended whole day session tomorrow.
Is it?
I have brought the copy.
Anyway, for industry, for the apprentice is different. But for industry,
No, no.
the apprentice is different. They are after completion of their education.
I have
There-
been,
there
I am
are
a part of this
apprentices.
government process, sir. I am in policy making committee.
Okay.
So I know all this is a whole day seminar on this, and they have
3 months. 3 months also, if you want project
You just finish it. When I will come, I will share this.
Yeah,
Just finish your
Please. So, for apprenticeship, there is an apprenticeship law.
Ah.
You cannot engage any person more than 1 year apprenticeship. You cannot engage. For apprentice, PAPSA is not applicable. But the minimum wages is applicable as per the apprenticeship law of this question. That is also available in our Labor Department website. For this particular industry, for apprenticeship, this is the minimum wage. Okay.
What is the
then
definition of apprentice?
I will discuss. So I will not discuss.
Okay, he is the committee member of apprenticeship. He can.
I have all the all documents and everything. And what is the benefit? No.
Okay. Another point is management system. Management system is nothing but we call it quality management system. You know, why quality management system in our organization is required? Requirement is to standardize the process. Suppose you are manufacturing an item. Today it should not be marked as 90. Tomorrow it should not be marked as 20. There should be a consistency of the each and every process of your activity. That will be guided by the quality management system. Suppose you procurement quality, there should be a minimum guideline you should follow when you are procuring any material. Then, if you are engaging or if you are doing some activity with this material, there should be some process and procedure you should follow when you are manufacturing this. When you are doing some testing, quality testing at your end, there should be some process and procedure you should follow. So that each and every step there should be some check and process and procedures so that the ultimate product is uniform and consistent. It's not like that today you are getting 95, tomorrow it's 35, year tomorrow is 45. It's not non-consistent product. Nobody will interest to buy that any product which is non-consistent in manner. There should be a consistency and the qualitative standardization of each and every product is required. That is the reason for management system. Management system also talks about the legal aspect of our organization. Suppose if you are a trading organization, you have to have a trade license. If you are a manufacturing organization, you have to have a factory license. If you are engaging 10%, but if you are engaging electricity, if you are doing any activity with 10% and you are also use electric as one of your component, then a factory license is applicable. If it is more than 10. If you are engaging 10, but you are not using electricity as one of your components, then you are coming under Shop and Establishment Act. So these all are the acts. You have to take the related permission from the relevant department to run your business. And last is health and safety. For any organization, the health and safety is there should be some emergency exit. Suppose in case of any emergency, the people can run away from any other door. There should be any assembly point. In case of any emergency, everybody will assemble there. Somebody will take the head count. That yes, these persons. Suppose somebody has come to visit your place. Why this register we are maintaining? We are maintaining this register not only for the person who is visiting your premises, but also he is at your premises. Now his safety is your responsibility because he has already entered your premises. So whether he is out during an emergency, okay, it can ensure. So somebody needs to be taking care of the head count. Suppose you are having 10 persons working and 2 persons are visited. So 12 persons should be out in the assembly point. Then they can be rescued to some safe place. Then working space needs to be quite comfortable. Quite comfortable means at present as per the law it's 9 square meter. A working space for a particular person is required. There should be separate toilet for ladies and gents. If you are engaging more than 20 ladies, then a crèche needs to be provided. If you are engaging more than 20, each and every 20 head count, you have to have a toilet. It's 20 is to 1. If you are engaging more than 500, you have to have a labor welfare officer. If you are engaging this many, so these are the all legal guidelines of health and safety aspect. Fire proactivity, the organizations needs to be done some fire activity, fire sprinklers or fire tank, fire extinguishers. These all the fires needs to be taken care of. So these are the basic elements of social compliance. So you are covering all the activities of your law of the land, all the legal requirement of law of the land, and also some requirement which is laid down by the international, like your living wages, your health and safety, assembly point. And nowadays these all are coming. If you really see, there is so many of fire incident. Day before yesterday or 3-4 days back, there is a fire in Magma House. I think how many days back? 3-4 days back in Pakistan. There is a incident, fire incident in Magma House. There was no emergency exit action because these all are the old buildings. Nowadays people are taking care because each and every building should have an emergency exit. Nowadays the buildings are constructed and keeping the regulations of National Building Code 2005. In case of any fire, in case of any emergency, you should not be using lift. The lift doors also should be resistible up to half an hour with 130 degrees centigrade. So these all are the things nowadays. The people are manufacturing, the people are constructing the premises, the buildings as per the different law. And why these different laws have been laid down? Because to safeguard the assets. Assets of the organization, human assets, and also the fixed assets of an organization. Because this is your business. Assets is your business. Whatsoever it is, it's in terms of raw material, it's in terms of your building and construction fixed asset, it's in terms of human resource. So keep every asset safe. It's not your business. Now, standard requirement. Now, 15. We have already discussed these all points. Let me show you one thing. This is kind of social manual. Suppose this manual, why this manual? Manual talks on behalf of you. You are not going to see your buyer every time. The manual talks on behalf of you. The examiners, what they check our papers. These papers became our documents or record once we finish the writing. This manual is also documents which will talk on behalf of you in front of the international buyers. The The manual is like that. This is social manual, introduction, scope.
Have you understood the concept of manual? Can anybody explain why manual is required, by how, what to be done? Dictation? Understood. Subrata, what is your comment?
Manual is basically the mirror of the organization.
Fine. Why will you keep the social manual or any manual?
Actually, social manual says what is the health system of the management, what management actually doing.
Okay, basically manual is a what you do, which is a HR policy book. So you have an organization, you have maintained a small social legal manual or policy book. What you maintain? Say suppose you have kept, okay, you have 20 employees, you have registered your names, and you have maintained a committee, and committee has done some meetings and all meeting to be done in a proper way, keep the documents. So when the foreign buyer will come, they may okay, can you show one manual, HR policy manual? Can you show one social manual? Can you show the accounts rules and regulations? That way, just they can check a sample check. And if you make proper manual, taking the guidelines from international standards or Indian standard.
So what's written in the manual may not be practiced.
No, that they understand that way I told them.
No.
The
manual.
it is for only for your organization.
Whatever you are doing,
It is for you.
that should be in the manual, and whatever it is manual, that should be in practice. This is the ideal situation. Normally,
I will understand.
but
What you are doing, no. Manual means what you are doing operating. One is policy, and another is whether you are implementing the policy in your organization. Suppose you don't maintain, say what will happen? Think of any organization who is not maintaining the legal, any financial issue, who are not maintaining the RBI rules. So RBI is coming and taking all the money, all the properties is taken by them. Understood? We don't want that. Even we lose the buyer. When they say nobody will take our property, think of we will lose the buyer, na? If any.
So you're not getting me. I'm saying anybody can write anything. Will the buyer send an auditor to check whether
Yes, why not? My God,
Come,
come,
let me show you this manual. Then I come. How buyers will work with you? That point.
the buyer said is auditor also.
That I'm coming later on.
My God, don't do that.
This manual, if you really see, if you really just read it, the clause is applicable to the physical boundaries. The physical boundaries, this clause is applicable to the physical boundaries of the organization. Means how much or how far you are responsible. You are not responsible for the entire community. You are responsible only up to the physical boundary of your organization where the activities are getting carried out to manufacture or provide service of the particular requirement. That's all. That is the reason. The manual is this, there no child labor, no discrimination, these are the manuals. Now,
say we submit the sales tax. Sometimes the sales tax people also come and check our accounts papers. If they have a doubt or not, okay, you are maintaining fine, they will come and take a good report. When they do the quarterly audit also, even internal audit is there, external audit is there, balance sheet is there. Everything is audited and certified by the competent authority. Government has own authority, and you can do a third party who is reliable, but okay, buyer may not meet that. That is a different certified authority.
now how buyers will work with organizations? There are two ways, or you can say three ways. Suppose a buyer is willing to procure a material. Suppose any material, suppose this laptop. Now what
Any Adidas products,
any product.
Garments.
What is their expectation? Their expectation is the product should be quality enough as per their requirement. Second, the product has been manufactured with the consideration of the law of the land. Number three, whether the organization has complied the law of the land or whether they are paying the workers who are working the minimum wages or other activities, the law of the land, that they need to check. This checking is three procedures. One, they can come to your premises directly and see, visit your factory, they will visit all of your documents, they will interview your workers, they will ask them whether how much they are getting, what is the money they are getting at the end of the month or at the end of the week. Somebody is weekly payment, somebody is making weekly payment, how much, what time, whether during overtime they are getting the double payment or not. This is direct interaction with the buyers and the suppliers. There is another agency called Buying House, who are also representing several buyers. Each and every buyer is having their own buying house in India. They can visit your premises, they will interact, they will see the product quality and also the other social compliance norms. Or buyer can engage a third party auditing body like SGS to audit a factory on the basis of this social compliance requirement and give the report to buyer. Right?
Clear?
Basically like the survey they are doing.
Yeah, it's audit. Now, if you see internationally, ASA 8000 we call a mother standard. Nowadays, this is BSCI, Business Social Compliance Initiative. This is SEDEX, Social and Ethical Data Exchange. This is RAD, some language is there, ETI, Ethical Trade Initiative. ASA 8000 is the standard. Suppose an organization does not have the capability to go for ASA 8000 standard, ASA 8000 certification. For BSCI, there are few members too. Suppose Walmart, they will announce, Marks and Spencer, they are the member of BSCI. If they are procuring any material across globe, the member or supplier has to have a membership of BSCI. How they are going to have the membership? BSCI is having their own website. You have to go to the BSCI website, you have to pay the fees. The fees are also based on the organization's turnover or other complexity or capability. Suppose some organization is paying 550 USD, some organization is paying 350 USD based on their capability.
This is like fair trade also.
Yeah. Fair trade is also same.
Same
So
reason.
why are there so many?
Yes,
different
this
ones?
is in No International, this is lobby. No international participant is there, na? This is lobby.
Country-wise, zone-wise different.
These few buyers is a member of BSCI. They are promoting BSCI. Few buyers are member of SEDEX. They are promoting SEDEX. Few members are member of RAB. They are promoting RAB.
So one will have to pay so much to get the audit done, and then only one can.
Yeah, the process. Let me explain you the entire process. You have to go to the website. In BSCI, you have to take the membership. Right? There is three kinds of membership. One, A, B, C. A membership is only your buyer can see your report. Number B, your buyers and you both can see the report. And number C, it's open to everybody. Any NGO across globe can see your report. Now, you have to go to this website, you have to take the membership. Then, you have to choose a certification body who are authorized to conduct audit, BSCI audit. Then they will audit your organization, they will upload this report on behalf of you by the third party. You are not permitted to upload your own report in any of this website.
But still, the system has so many loopholes. I mean, I know people, they actually bribe the auditor to get.
No, that is different questions. Let's go with that. Let us go to the straight way. We should not be taking the other way. That is different ball game altogether. This is the process.
This is where showing what is the right information.
This is
Why
the
information.
this is the process.
Concept is clear.
This is
there
the
is
process.
a different organization. No, the Asian
Or-
association is there.
or
NET is
else
there,
suppose
SAP is there.
This
International organization.
suppose if you are going to supply, suppose D. A is a buyer, is a member of BSCI. If you want to supply A, you have to go to BSCI. B is a member of SEDEX. If you want to supply B, you have to go to SEDEX. C is a member of RAP. If you want to supply C, you have to go to RAP program. D is a member of ETI. If you want to supply D, you have to have the ETI. Or you can go for SA8000 certification, everybody will take. Though SA8000 for a very small organization is difficult because there are some laws which we follow, suppose 2 or 3 members, 5 members organization, small entrepreneurs, it's difficult. But nowadays, people are going for SA8000, specifically the handicraft industry of Rajasthan, Gujarat. They are going for SA8000, 6 members going for SA8000, 5 members going for SA8000 because they understood that to cater all the buyers, they have to have a different time, different auditors they have to face in different times they are coming, rather than they are preferring SA8000 because a single audit, single certificate serves the entire purpose.
So SA8000 will be acceptable by all now.
Everybody across globe.
It's just like ISO 9001.
This is SA8000. These all are, we call it audit programs. These all are audit programs, but this is certificate.
And how much are the charges?
But this depends on so many factors. Actually, the manpower, organization, turnover. There are so many factors.
Normally it starts from which range?
This is normally 75 to 80,000.
75 to 80,000. It is
Yearly.
starting range is 70 to
Yearly.
80,000.
No, it's every certificate is valid for 3 years.
3 years.
Every certificate. Now, suppose initially a small organization is around 75 to 80,000, and then every 6 months there is audit. And
So what is the
Suppose-
fees?
yeah, I'm just suppose this is certification audit. We call it CA. Now, every 6 months there is audit. Means surveillance audit 1, surveillance audit 2, surveillance audit 3, surveillance audit 4, surveillance audit 5. This is announced audit. You will know when the auditor will come. But this audit is unannounced audit. You will not know when the auditor will come. This is a surprise visit. What you have declared in the entire certification process, whether you are maintaining or not, it's a surprise visit. Because we understand here, in few countries, the things are made as per the requirement. It is not getting practiced. And that is the reason surveillance audit 2 and surveillance audit 5, these are the two in 3 years of certification cycle, these are the two unannounced audits. You will not know when the auditor will come.
So sir, your organization does these audits?
Yeah, we are not only does this audit, we are actually
No, my question was actually in the surprise audits, do you, if you have to be pass in, do you fail to the organization?
there is no pass fail. This is a compliance and non-compliance.
You have to non-compliance, do you mention it?
See, it is not in our hand. Ours visit is very clear. Suppose these are the 8 clause, 9 clause, we will make it this is compliant, this is not compliant. Now it's turn of your buyer. Suppose some health and safety issue, we make it non-compliant, but your buyer can also accept this report.
Yes, sir, what I wanted to know is you are very honest about how you are reporting. If it's a non-compliance, you write non-compliance.
Simple. Because we are all full-time auditors, no part-time. Everybody is a full-time employee of ACS. And another thing, just to clarify you, no auditor in social compliance is allowed to go our premises more than 3 times. Got the point? Suppose stage 1, stage 2 and surveillance audit, the surveillance one, these are the only 3 audits a single auditor can perform. From this audit, other auditors will go. And that is the reason worldwide SGS, the certificate of SGS carries the highest value because of this stringency and the policies.
You know in the company act also the same monitor cannot do the balance sheet. Every 5 years they have to change. Laws is there. As per
Yeah.
No, I'm not asking.
Sir, how to become an
I
auditor?
don't have any doubt.
That's simple process. Very much intelligent. Simple process. Very very simple process.
आपको क्वालिटी होना चाहिए तो सोशल ऑडिट के बारे
There is
में
a SAI course is happening. Actually, they are conducting course. Social Accountability International is conducting lead auditor courses.
So how much is the fees?
1.5
Seriously?
lakh is the course fee.
And how much on an average does the person earn?
No, just sorry. That's so sorry.
We are the audience for
No,
today's
not because
class.
the
The class
process.
between
Please
him and
understand the
us.
process.
We are
Once you
audience.
finish lead auditor course successfully,
I came for this.
70% marks is the pass mark. Okay. If you successfully completed this course, after the successful completion, you have to conduct 35 audits with any certification body to qualify yourself as an auditor.
And those tests when one does, so one gets paid, or is it like?
It's 20% pass, 80% fail.
No. You are saying one has to do at least 30 tests with some.
30 is not test.
I'm
so sorry I asked the question.
These 30 audits that one will do, will that person be paid, or is it like internship?
For first 50, nobody will pay you.
this is a part of learning.
Yeah, so it's
This is a
like-
part of learning. Nobody will pay.
For the first 50, nobody will pay you. After that, people will start paying.
How much? That is the.
Per mandate, no, it's a good question. Per mandate in our auditing field, per mandate is around, it starts depending on the quality and the experience of the auditor. Per mandate it starts from 2,000 rupees up to 5,000
Per day.
per day. Excluding everything.
That's good.
You need not to issue a single
One question and then
I'm suffering also.
So Jack over
They can
tell me.
No, I understand. So I would like to, after the class.
Yes. So prospective auditor.
Future auditor. हमारे
So what we are
immediate
doing,
success
sir,
बताएंगे।
सर आपका स्टूडेंट भाग रहा है हिसाब से ऑडिटर बन गया बता दीजिए आप
ऐसे ही हॉस्पिटल क्लास में ये तो क्या हो गया हैंडीकैप क्लास सर इसको बोले और अपना हैंडीकैप स्कूल को के मारो मैं इसको तो माथे खराब
Okay.
Okay.
आप हिंदी में सब का इतना कॉम्प्लिकेटेड नहीं होगा
Complicated? It's simple. Because if you want to do an international business, you have to comply.
ठीक है उतना कंप्लाई रखी उसके आगे
ठीक है.
कंप्लाई रखी है ये कंप्लाई करना है
say 8,000 is somewhere here. Why don't you start with something which is better place?
It's a 500
That we have. That we have.
But please, we would like to know about that because I said let's somewhere
Okay, there is another process.
let's just come the class and go for coffee.
I'm telling you which hostel is a very standardized certificate for Walmart and Marks and Spencer. Initially we are not targeting that, right?
Okay.
We are on the base level. Tell us about the base level certifications.
Now it depends. Now it also it's a valid question. It depends also the buyer to buyer. Suppose any buyer can send you a questionnaire, which you can fill it up and send it to them. They can accept
सब
it.
लोग आपको सब कर देगा
They can accept it. No issue. Or some buyer can also engage any auditing body or buying house itself to visit your facility. They will fill up this questionnaire. Then they will take it. It depends buyer to buyer.
Alternative process.
This all the alternative process. But the process, if you please understand, the basic thing is you need not to engage in child labor. Why we are discussing? Because this process you need to follow. Whether you are going for any certification or not, this is a requirement. You should not be engaged in child labor because everybody is coming to facility.
Which domain they want, is they
It's
domain or
not actually, it's not a activity. Yes, not a thing.
Well, I did miss the initial parts of it,
And of course, there are a few fundamentals like child labor and other things that should come in. But I had one question. A lot of these certifications, like you said, buyers ask for it. Buyers ask for it when the buyers are huge. In most cases. So for people who are starting up or for small orders, these may not be necessary in order to grow oneself as a business.
I was telling the same.
Yeah, that's the, I have just
Okay.
answered it.
I
That it based on buyer to buyer.
Right.
One buyer can send a small questionnaire. You can fill it up, you can with the some details, give it to them, buyer will accept it. Some buyers can also come to see your facility, they will ask to nothing. They can take, because for initially the product is the main focus area for them. It depends, it depends. It depends.
For the bigger certificate.
Sir, are there any certification for trading? These are entirely for manufacturing segment. Suppose we are doing some trading. Are there any certification or anything for trading?
These all are the
While from your sourcing here is required. You know?
In Calcutta,
You are sourcing from A.
in Calcutta, if you see, there are lots of jute bag nowadays. Jute bag export has actually grown up remarkably. And areas in between, if you really see, in between the entire jute bag community, manufacturers are very, very limited. Majorly, they are in trading activity. They are taking some jute bags from here, somehow they are printing from some other area, and they are dispatching it. This is also trading activity. But why they are, because the NGOs internationally are become so strict, so vigorous, they are actually making their life miserable for the international sellers. Yes, they are asking. You don't know in Walmart. I should not be say that. Sorry, I just missed this name. Any other day, they visited their facility. They visited their store. They have asked, please give us the evidence. This product has not been manufactured by a child labor. You know, the store was closed for 9 days. That store was closed for 9 days because they took 9 days to evidence that this product has not been manufactured using child labor. They are asking this kind of question. Nothing wrong, because the world is used to it. You go to mines area, go to mining area, you will see how the forced labor are working. You go to any area, any mines area, you go nowadays itself, when we are talking here, you go to any mines area, mining area, people are bonded labor. Really they are bonded labor. I don't know how many of you have seen the open cast mines. This is bonded labor. Closed mines, they are keeping them through elevator system 300 feet from ground level. They are there for 7 hours. But as per the international norms, they should not be more than 2.5 hours in that open cast mines.
So mines are controlled by maximum government now.
Private mines is also there, na? That is the reason entire Goa area, all the iron mines has been closed. Why? Because of this non-competition issues.
For that only.
Yeah. As per the international norms, you please, this is the information for you. For mines, internationally the best mines are in Australia. International, best mines, international practices. The worst practices in India and Bangladesh. Internationally, a person should not be below 250 feet for more than 2.5 hours. Here we are keeping them 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours, nobody knows. Nobody knows. In Australia, there is a stacks monitoring system for each and every premises. If you are entering in a mines, there is a category A, B, C, D category, depending on the hazardous of the activity. Each and every person should have a proper certificate, at least 48 hours training certificate to operate in that particular area. That is work permit system. Here, nobody knows who is working in which area. Their entire things are access control. Here, there is no access control. Once people are going down, their family also doesn't know whether this person will come back or not. There is a continuous blasting. At any point of time, they have gone with the flow. And that is the reason the international NGOs, they are asking, please confirm this product has not been manufactured by using child labor. Whether this product has been manufactured with the proper payment of minimum wages as per the law of the land. They are asking this question. Because everybody, you can also understand, a buyer can buy a product with $1 without having everything. But buyer has to pay $1.5 if you are maintaining everything. Why they are paying? They do not want to take the pay. Nowadays, if you see the plywood industry, you have seen, I think FSC logo, everybody has seen FSC Forest Stewardship Certification, Forest Stewardship Council. The plywood having FSC logo, having a higher value than a plywood with non-FSC. Because of ethical harvesting of wood leads to a FSC certified plywood. And earlier we are manufacturing or we are procuring plywoods, non-FSC. Nobody knows from where this wood has come, whether it has ethical harvesting or non-ethical harvesting. We only saw the product, but what the pain behind that, nobody was actually willing to know.
Understood. Suppose you are sourcing some raw material, sometimes you want little bit documentation from whether that fellow who has sold you has the proper papers. Sometimes what we buy from a good shops. If it is a theft product, then we don't get cash memo and somebody can take it. The numbers has not detailed. In case of car, when you get a blue book, the all chassis number, engine numbers, make, and the lot of details is there. Suppose if you buy a second-hand car, this number is not properly mentioned in the blue book, then means it is maybe a theft car. It's something. When you buy a new shirt, you get a bill with tax and who is selling, who is manufacturing, and if you have a problem, you can exchange. But when you purchase a second-hand shirt or anything, you don't need anything, this causes a difference. So they think whether it is a fresh product, producing with maintaining the social legal standards, or okay, you can remixing and this that good product and bad products and you supply them. You understood my point? So then all the products are
actually, these are the facts actually behind this initiation. Every initiative has some facts and figures. So these are the facts actually. I have shared with you the lot of facts actually. It's not sweet to hear. Product testing.
So the government is banning a lot of NGOs, why sir?
That is also unethical activities. NGOs, for what they are taking grant? There are 4 pillars. One is sanitation, education, environmental protection, social initiative. These are the 4 basic pillars where the government is giving grants to NGOs for their activities. Now you have taken the grant and you have spent in some other format which is not approved by government or which is not coming under the laid-down process or procedure of the government for the NGOs. In India nowadays, the biggest NGO, the Gates Foundation, I think you all might have known.
Yeah.
The Bill Gates Foundation, the biggest investment at present they are doing in India for child education. The biggest investment at present they are doing.
Was child
Majorly they are working in education sector. Ajit Premji, he is also working in education sector.
He has an institute in Bangalore. It's pretty.
Have you heard the Volkswagen story?
Yeah.
So many problematics, so many.
No, you know what is the story? You know the
Volkswagen story.
Volkswagen. It's an international brand. You know what they did? What they did? I just forgot the place name. Like our Jamshedpur in Germany, there is a place where 1.6 lakhs is the population, and in between 1.6 lakhs, 72,000 is working in Volkswagen plant itself. Now, the story is there are software control the engine pollution installed in that particular car of Volkswagen. Now, when the car is running, the software is not working. When the car is going for pollution test, whenever the pollution rod is inserting from the silencer pipe, the software automatically getting on and controlling the entire pollution system and giving a faithful result as per the pollution norms of that particular country. Now you can understand the R&D and the things what they did. Normally this, because why they did this? Because to this software, if they want to work 24/7, the material or that particular engine or that particular entire pollution control, the material is different. Other than the material, if they occasionally work, the material is different. This is the engineering. This is the story of Volkswagen.
And so a lot of foreign NGOs are being
Those are politically motivated.
Political.
Those are outside the purview. So they are banning Greenpeace and all that stuff.
Environmental protection, sand limitation.
force combination.
Development, if you want development at what
They got some other large company CEO of Foxconn after this.
He has resigned.
Yeah,
He has been stepped down immediately.
yeah, but they also used another company CEO. I forgot which one.
Okay. And they has to.
Another huge.
Otherwise, who will take care of the day-to-day activity? After this Nestle way, the Nestle Indian MD
Nestle also.
has been replaced. Has been replaced.
Now people are not getting the Nestle also.
No, but Nestle, there is some other story itself put together, a different story. Because European norms, they are accepting this product. Indian norms, they are not
Yeah,
accepting.
the Coca-Cola case. Coca-Cola, they talked about the LinkedIn. Now, when Shuain Sinha raised the question, okay, we are making this business.
we know the Indian scenario. ठीक जगह पैसा गया नहीं.
Bang on.
पासवान के लिए इलेक्शन जो हुआ है.
Just talking of these noodles.
No, why? But
पासवान के लिए इलेक्शन जो बिहार में.
Something on the
আমি বলছি কেন সাপোজ আজকে আমরা অর্গানাইজেশন চুজ করব স্মল অর্গানাইজেশন think of after 5 years 6 years when the base is strong number is strong you follow the basics and these things then you will lose huge business
Apart
think
from
of
this
that
also,
this is okay this is the domain knowledge okay in social audit you have to take 30% don't take 80% or 100% which is not possible for your level everything but nobody can misguide you. No auditor can come, okay, I'll do this, or you give a false certificate. You can also check, no, it is not in my study matter, it is not it is not proper audited, you know. You understood my point? So nobody can misguide you. Even a buyer can send a questionnaire, you fill up it, you know, E and O, you write it.
Nobody can anyways misguide us.
so now another point is that you are entrepreneur. Now,
Keep your eyes
whatsoever
here
activity you
open.
are doing, then reflect in society. If you are doing an unlawful or unthinkful activity, it will reflect in society. If you are doing sinful activity, it will reflect in the society. Because entrepreneurs, they are the brains actually for the creation of jobs. Whatever the activity, from the day one itself, if you keeping something in mind, yes, whatever the things is doing, there should be business, there should be something here and there. But ultimately the goal, if the goal is in ethical line, then I think, personally believe actually, in long run, they will sustain. In long run, some other activities will not sustain. Somehow it will actually pay you, somehow. Okay, apart from this, actually product testing, they are asking us. See, product testing is Nowadays, if you see, there are so many of actually compliances coming. REACH compliance, I think you all have heard. REACH compliance, ROHS compliance, this compliance,
Azure
HAZOP,
and Azure.
Azure taste. Azure is a taste. Azure is a taste.
Azure compliance has come in more than 12-15 years back, right?
Azure taste is now old taste. Now it is coming REACH and ROHS.
Reach is how long? How old? 4 years.
6 and not 4, 5, 6 years. REACH, actually why this testing? These testings are, they do not want to have any product. They do not want to have any product having heavy metals or hazardous metals, containing heavy or hazardous metals. That is the main motto behind this entire testing activity. That's all. Whatsoever it is, if your product is free with your this heavy metals or hazardous material, so now other product testing, suppose gloves, safety gloves, they should be resist with 130 degrees centigrade for 1 hour. That is another test. That is a particular product test. But as a whole, the product should be free from heavy metal and hazardous
So in
substances.
West Bengal, where do we have it tested?
We are having tests in Joka level. We are having 2 labs. One is in Joka, one is in Behara.
As the SGS lab.
Yeah.
For heavy
How
metals and
company does this?
We are having 17 labs in India.
Sir, like we have to export, thinking of exporting Dokra materials for suppose. So I was told that it contains lead. So that is one of the drawbacks for it not getting exported. So when do I have to, can I get it tested whether it is?
It's just a little test, but before going for any test, just study against which standard the test needs to be carried out. Please understand, each and every test, I think there are lots of science background should be here. If a particular test is not carried out as per its own process and procedure, the result will be different. Any test has its own process, own method. Just understand with this, how somebody is telling you this way, which process they follow. You just ask them, which process you follow.
Okay. No, is there any acceptable parameters like this 1% is allowed or 5% is allowed, if allowed, and then if that product has its components, what are the components and whether it is acceptable to that or not?
Yeah, acceptable for each and every country. There is an acceptable level of each and every product. Right? And also, if you go to the highest specification, for each and every test there is a specific method is already written for each and every product testing.
What are the charges for testing approximately, sir?
It depends. I don't know actually. The laboratory persons can tell you.
So what is this IS thing you just mentioned?
Yeah, Indian specific.
Indian specification.
So the IS.
BIS
is
Bureau of Indian Standard. We are having IS standard for each and every product. If you see TMT bars, ISA stamp is there. Go to cement, ISA stamp is there. For each and every product, we are having IS specification. How it should be procured or how it should be manufactured, what are the test method, what should be the acceptable level of the other components. That is already written. Everything is laid down. Problem is that we are not following.
We also speak about this, why this is a social responsibility more than something you should get rid of. कि करो लो करा लो यार.
That is the problem. If you really see,
As an entrepreneur, it is a social responsibility for us to comply.
see, you can just judge 2 brands. I am telling you 2 brands. Reliance Tata. You market. I am giving you 2 brands in front of you, Reliance and Tata. Both are manufacturing world-class products. Which brand is carrying more value? Why? They are developing the intercompany with them. Simple. Simple, nothing else. Product, process, everything is same. You ask salaries of the people same. They are developing the entire community, they are developing only their business. This is the difference.
And sir, ये जो टेस्ट कराने होंगे products के
they say, it totally depends on buyer to buyer. Totally depends buyer to buyer. Suppose nowadays, there are two products which is getting manufactured in the organic material. In their organic
When is the organization level when you
Now,
say
they will ask me some organic certificate. All the particular I did. Vermicompost. That is you all are it's organic fertilizer. What they are asking, and only get it tested that there is no chemical is there, and give us the certificate. It depends buyer to buyer, country to country.
So sometimes the country itself will impose that on the buyer. कि करना ही. So whether the buyer is small or big, they will have to do it.
Yes, in the
Customs
country,
level पे
specifically, if you really see, in between European 27 countries, UK, Germany, Hungary, Austria, Italy, and the 7 countries are very, very stringent to procure any medication.
where does this check happen? Happen to the customs when the goods are entering?
Prior to dispatch, you have to provide all the documents. Your products are meeting their expectation.
Buyer will not ask.
But if the country is laid down that law, the buyer has to ensure before shipment, all the documents should be there. They have to ensure. If the country is having that particular law.
So how do we find these out? Are these what are called technical barriers to trade?
Is it?
I believe so. I'm not sure. That's why.
No, technical barrier is different thing actually.
whatever restrictions the country is imposing, where do we know? Like, is there a
Yeah,
website from
exactly.
where?
Yeah, each and every country has their own website.
But it is so detailed and how to find it is very time-consuming.
No, see, you will not get the entire details of European community here because the entire details they will not publish. It is publicly available. Only the people, interested stakeholders, please understand, interested stakeholders, for them, they are only liable or they are only interested to give those information to the interested
So
stakeholders.
maybe that person also doesn't know, so the things get stuck in customs. Then
No,
what will do?
the buyer should know.
If
So
like he is
if
unaware
that's
of
the
it,
ideal
Then
scenario.
they have to go to the business association. They are having all the details. They will provide. Suppose I'm giving you an example. You are a member of PCH. You are willing to trade or you are willing to procure some material from Austria. Now you don't know what are the applicable rules and regulations to procure any material from Austria to India. Now from where you can know either import EXIM authority, export import authority, or through EPCH. If you are not known, you can go to EXIM. Every country has their own EXIM department. EXIM department has having all the details.
I had one more question regarding this. If we get in touch with you saying that this is the product and this is the country, or these are the countries it needs to be exported to, will you also be able to say that okay, these are the compliance?
No, for each and every country it's not possible.
But for the major countries,
For few countries
UK
it's possible.
and these critical ones,
Yeah, for few countries yes, it's possible. We are having a division called GIS, Government and Institution Service. Actually, if you see, we are taking care of the entire excise department of Bangladesh. Excise department of Bangladesh has been outsourced to SGS. SGS is doing the excise activity of Bangladesh. Pink to elephant, anything you want to export, if it come to SGS, the product is to be tested, then only your product will go. There are 8 countries where there are, I just will have the list. There are 8 countries. For any product you want to export, it has to be tested through SGS globally. Any question, madam? No question. Okay, thank you. I think any more questions?
Sir, your phone number and your VI.
You
taking this presentation.
This presentation, I need to make some alteration, then I will provide.
Okay. You just started it, you not completed it.
Here, it's only the product group.
That's also,
This is the range of material tested, laser product, others, laser applied. These are the testing we are doing. Rich related, then your Consumer Product Safety Improvement Act. This is the act laid down by the European Union. So regularly they are coming up with the new regulations. So this is new regulations you have to test that we call product conformity assessment, PCA. Then BP testing, that is called the certification. See, conformity to Europe. You see any mobile phones, there is a CE mark branding. It's the world's most stringent testing the norms. As in India, we are having highest directive, highest number for each and every product. They are also having EN directive for each and every product.
So this CE mark is for?
Conformity to Europe for any product, specifically electronics and electrical goods, you want to export in Europe, has to have CE certificate.
what about handicrafts?
Handicaps,
Because sir, I work with an NGO and the European buyer wanted the CE mark. It had to be as per the CE mark, and it was a small stuff.
that also they are asking for CE certificate.
Yeah,
Which
so
country?
that is why I don't know, but it was a European client. So that is why I wanted to
If they are asking, you have to go.
It
It is same. Like suppose this product, if you want to manufacture in India, it has to be produced as per the Indian norms, IS norms. Now, if you want to export this product to Europe, if they are asking CE certification, then this product also needs to be manufactured as per the European norms. All the procurement,
So
material,
that
testing,
organization is already a fair trade organization.
it is completely different. CE is a
No,
product certification.
I'm just telling you that the entire workplace is a fair trade organization and their buyer was saying that they want to be classified.
Fair trade is kind of social compliance activity needs to be there, and this is purely product. The product needs to be manufactured as per the European norms. All the tastes, all the qualitative aspects need to be checked as per the European norms, and the result should be acceptable by the European Union.
Can you highlight over here which ones are more relevant for the handicraft sector?
Flammability, your handicrafts are flammability test, but do not go for any test until and unless it is required. There are hundreds of tests flashed over here, but until and unless it is required, because you don't know, your product can pass one test, can fail another test. Until and unless it is required, do not go for any test.
Who will give it? Buyer will give it.
Yes, buyer will give. If these are the test
Buyer
parameters,
has no requirement for test.
if they do not have any equipment for test, you can try. See, this intent hits is buyer related. Intent hits is buyer related. If buyer is asking you, you have to go. If buyer is not
Sir,
asking you,
there are two things. Some products, these are mandatorily things from India was mandatorily testing and get the certificate for export. That we have to do because India government demands. But if the buyer has no specific requirement and India government has no problem, we can buy.
only in the proposal, the particular law, buyer or the customer is not doing any law, then there is no problem.
You did mention that it is buyer driven, but if strategically I am planning to introduce products or expand our business into a particular country or a particular region, and I want to understand and start preparing strategically and practically my products for that region, then it is a good idea to think of that.
It depends. See, market expansion, 4P formula, I think you are already aware about it. 4P. Where your product you are going to place what is the mindset of that particular country or that particular segment which you are willing to cater. Based on that, you have to suppose nowadays in India, people are very fussy about organic product. Now, if you want to cater a particular segment, upper middle class, organic is not going to have like us or lower middle class. The upper middle class is very fussy about the organic product, organic fruits, organic vegetables, organic this. You taste your product, make it organic, market it. Simple. Depends which segment you want to cater.
So why it is called, sir, SA 8000, not 18,000, sir?
Very good question. Very good question. For any standard, I think Amit must have, I have already answered this question in one seminar. Every standard published in 3 steps. One, there should be a requirement of this particular standard. Number 1. Number 2, the standard primarily framed, we call it draft standard. And in globe, 186 countries are member of this standard publication. Now, after this draft standard, we send that draft standard to all quality council of that particular country for the verification and their points. Now, for this particular standard, I don't know the figures, but normally how much recommendations are coming, based on that we make the nearest numbering. For 9001, it was 8,766 recommendations came from across globe, and that is the reason it has been named as ISO 9001.
He was 5,000 kalam ki. He was 5,000 kalam ki.
So there is already a ISO 9001. There is another standard which is being prepared and drafted, and then it gets 9006 recommendation.
There is another standard available, ISO 10,000. There is standard available, ISO 10,000. That is complaint management.
So that is
Complaint management.
complaint.
Sir, as like budding entrepreneurs, I would like to know, you said about all these certifications, but like which would give us an opportunity to tell to our client that we are a member of this, we are certified under this certification. So which is the certification you recommend?
See, for any organization, it's better to have at least ISO 9001 certification.
For traders, please tell.
Say, ISO 9001
Yes, for European and US market.
No, please do not go for any certification until and unless it is required for a smaller organization. You may have 9,001, you may have 14,001, you may have 18,001. You have spent money. Ultimately, if you are, whenever you are in discussion with the buyer, they are having some other requirement. So your entire money has some waste.
Sir, you were saying ISO 9000 when she just said, you said it could be either for manufacturer or trader.
Everybody.
So,
Even for panseller also, they can have the ISO 9000 certificate.
no, so can you just give a brief on what ISO 9000 is?
ISO 9001 is quality management system. It talks about the customer satisfaction. Suppose you manufacture or you provide any service. Yes. You provide any product or service. The customer should, or customers are giving you the feedback. On that basis of that feedback, you are developing your product or developing your service, or amending your product, amending your
So
service.
9000 could also be used by services based.
It's a process only. Talking to this process, it should not be a manual. The entire system for each and every organization, there should be a process oriented. It should not be a manual. The process, suppose, I am giving you a small example. Suppose this, I think everybody knows how this is managed. There we call preform. There is the preforms are this one. It's a byproduct of petroleum. These preforms are getting procured by this company, right? Now there is a dice these preforms are getting preheated. These are getting heated up to 55 to 60 degrees centigrade. It is like that. Then after this heating, it is coming to under the dice. It is coming like that. There is a blower putting air, high pressure air, and the bottler getting this shape. Now, if there is no standard procedure has been written by this organization, and only one person know how to manufacture this, whether they can run the show. If any day this person is not coming, the entire production has stopped. That is the process.
Answer 14,000.
That is environmental management system. Environmental, how your product or your process should not be affect environment adversely.
Sir, I have a tangential question, completely tangential. Are nationalized banks ISO 9001 certified? Because my experience has always been that so and so person is not there, so the job is not getting done.
That is a fantasy. Yeah. Everywhere. No, it is not like that the person don't know the job. The person know the job. They don't want to do that particular job. There is a problem.
That problem is basically in Eastern India, not in Western and Southern India.
Southern also I want to nationalize in Bangalore, I want to Bombay.
Also,
Nationalized banks में दिक्कत हो गई है। बहुत सारा nationalized
But still don't understand.
ठीक है
Sir,
चलो
आपका
thank you.
नाम, mail ID, phone number, so name, mail ID.
I only asked you that.
Which one? Okay. Okay.
So you charge us
There is a course.
And for roaming, ISO 9000
I need a drink.
ISO 18000 A-Words 5000 A-Words.
My name is Arup Jana. Mobile number is 90070 74274. And email ID is arup.jana@scs.com.
Sir, ये आगे आपके ना क्लास क्यों से लेते हैं? You can share
2 weeks back.
Oh,
2 weeks back. But she class
We shared your report.
हाँ, compliance.
आपने miss किया था ना?
शायद मैं आया था 3
लेकिन यार काली वाला आया था तो miss किया था।
नहीं काली वाला और ये किया तो हाँ
तब ये वाला introduction नहीं था।
हाँ एड्रेस क्या है एड्रेस
SGS.com.
ECS
SGS.
The full form of ACS is Société Générale des Aliments. It's a French term. We started in the year of 1878 in France.
so what sir
The full form of SGS is Société Générale des Aliments. It's a French term. We are registered under Society Act in Switzerland. We started in the year of 1878 in France.
1878
In France.
Societies Act. You are not a profit organization.
And from 1919 onwards, our headquarters is in Switzerland.
so have you been there sir
No, never been. Never been.
Sir, SGS quality control sir आपकी कौन है?
Inspection testing, certificate.
Inspection testing. Inspection जिनिष्ट sir export inspection automation what is that?
Inspection, there are lots of type of inspection. One is pre-shipment inspection. Suppose, I think you have listened about some unethical trade. Unethical trade means somebody has experienced also in recent days. Suppose you have purchased a product in web called mobile phones, and you have received a product which is not mobile phone, stones. So this is an unethical trade. Now you have made a deal with your buyer for a particular product. Now whether you are sending that product only, who will ensure? Because of what? runs on Etsy.
Exactly.
You know,
This
later
is
on
more
we-
relevant to us. So this, who initiates? I mean, the buyer or the seller? Suppose you will be doing the testing or
Buyer initiates.
buyer initiates.
The inspections are initiated.
The inspections are initiated by the buyers only.
But if the buyer wants product certification testing, then the seller has to initiate.
See, there are two types. One, the testing, product testing, this compliance, this is before trade. When they are selecting you, like your vendor registration, right? But when they will procure the material, they will also ensure that you are sending the same material with the same specification. Because once the material has been dispatched, it will take 10-12 days time to reach the buyer, and your AC is for 7 days. So within 7 days you will get your payment. But the material will reach after 3-4 days. There should be a compliance.
Is this your monopoly? I mean, SGS's monopoly, or there are similar companies like this?
They are similar, but kind of monopoly. You can say.
There since 1878, na?
Yeah.
Even the edible oils are also, coming through inspection and testing. If you are doing market and buying the edible oils,
And you are giving your logos,
imported from Malaysia and Indonesia.
You are giving your logo.
Having sir,
आपका logo भी सुना था?
Say 8,000 certifications.
Yeah, certain certificates from under SGS logo and accreditation list.
उसमें छापा होता है.
And even the food grade, whatever the food commodities are being exported to India, in Calcutta, if you
So
go
the
to
company is having SA.
you will see
Exported
there's a
from
body
India.
called Food Safety Standards Authority of India, FSSI. They are drawing the samples of the food grains, whatever it is, because it is palm oil or any kind of food products. They are getting the samples and giving it to the laboratories selected by the Food Safety Standards of Authority of India. SGS is one of them. And we test it and we upload the report to FSSI website. If it conforms to the Indian standard, then the product gets entered into Calcutta.
yeah, you are asking some questions.
Your company, sir, SGA is having sir SA 8,000 certification.
So being a certification body, we cannot get any
Any
certificate.
other company's certification you are having, sir?
मतलब you are certified.
आपके पास कंपनी के पास सब किसी का सर्टिफिकेशन है नहीं. आप जो काम कर रहे हो आप ठीक से कर रहे हो, ठीक है.
सर उससे हम लोग वेरी क्वेश्चन हम लोग जो काम करते हैं ना we are getting monitored by accreditation body for India we are getting monitored by Quality Council of India QCI
QSI.
QCI Quality Council of India
Quality Council.
Do you have an Indian entity?
yeah
What is it called?
SGS India Private Limited it's an Indian company
So SGS has labs in how many countries? Labs or presence?
146 countries
So for all countries you must be having.
all the names SGS Sri Lanka SGS Bangladesh SGS India SGS China SGS Pakistan
Registered.
SGS this one SGS zone our total staff across globe is 82,000
Sir, 82,001 করার জন্য কি করতে হবে?
आपको भी लिखा हो.
ও প্রতিদিন ওয়ান নয় প্রতিদিন কয়েক হাজার আসে কয়েক হাজার যায়
যায়ও?
প্রোটিন
Okay, চা বিরতি হয়েছে 5 minutes নাকি?
It might be the certification asking about those how many crores are there. 82,000, how do you know there are 82,000?
82,000 no we have been
There is a people story about crores, right? How many crores are there? So people say people
হ্যান্ডিক্রাফটস এর বেসিক্যালি কি কি ইন্সপেকশন হয়? বায়াররা কি কি ইন্সপেকশন করে হ্যান্ডিক্রাফটস?
mainly product specification
স্পেসিফিকেশনের সাথে মিলছে
dimension is major inspection
এটা কোন
মনে করো you have made a dimension of 4 inch by 4 inch but you are
শিপিং সামথিং আলাদা
you are making it 3.7 by 3.75 you will ensure
It's a heavy metal.
which country is more stringent on this? I mean, এইসবে
Germany
Germany and US mostly very stringent. US is also
huge
এখন ভলক্সওয়াগনের উপরে আমরা তাই বলছি।
There is a different, actually, entire globe, frankly speaking, entire globe is really shocked that Volkswagen, such a good brand, actually, yeah, so thank you, thanks everybody.
Okay, give one round of applause. Time. Okay, now I'll discuss a little bit serious thing. It will take 20 minutes. Just not the socio. This is a legal standards. Okay?
After that छुट्टी
हाँ?
after that छुट्टी
हाँ, आपका क्या लगता है? Food and
30 बजेगा तो छुट्टी होगी।
20 बजेगा तो.
30 बजेगा तो
अच्छा, now see.
मोबाइल के डीप
Arup sir has discussed a lot of socio. So this thing is very required. You see, I'll give this handbook to you. This is a socio legal standard. You see, one by one. So this is made by handicrafts, exclusively and made by EPCS. And these are also current, very current. I am just showing one by one. ये इंग्लिश एंड हिंदी में है, so these are the contents according to online.
So ये बोल तो अपनी आवाज़ देवें तो
हाँ, even
ये बोल तो आवाज़ गिफ्ट को
हाँ, this book you will get. But you see there are certain things you have written. You share that. So this is one. If you employ the contract clause, you know the employment and contract clause. Okay. Actually, whenever you give anybody job in a contractual basis, make it 1 page, 2 page. Okay, your contract as per the contract clause. That there are few things. I just know it. Normally, the child labor has discussed so much. Normally, you don't do. And vis-a-vis there is a website also. Government of website. If you want further information, you can get okay child in India, but word sheet. So for that reason, I am showing this book. And come to this is the Employees State Insurance ESI. You know, there is a ESI act, and ESI act if you employ more than 5%, there is ESI. And if the basics is more, then they are non-ESI also. And the ESI scheme gives certain benefits to the employees also. Yeah. Disablement benefit is there, sickness is there, encashment of or reimbursement of money, and ESI hospital is very active right now. You know, Duka, Shialda, and Maniktola, they are in a good infrastructure. Even they are also teaching certain medical course also. So ESI, why I am mentioning ESI? If you give the ESI, okay, you are contributing say little much money for the ESI maintaining that ESI card and this, but the employee get much and much benefit. They are happy. You are not reimbursing all the medical costs, but if medical is taking up the ESI scheme. ठीक है? Just like when you do job in big organization, they give you the medical insurance or the medical benefits there. And come to after ESI, this is the factories there. Anybody who has a manufacturing unit, you have to guide it right.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so we will little bit more push. We had 12. Okay, send or here or somebody will come. After the signal push Six. You want to talk?
Yeah, it will become auditors.
If anybody requires any help, I have left some questions. I have got also my card here. If anybody requires any kind of assistance, please call me or me.
Okay.
Right? Thank you.
Sure. Now come to why factories are okay. A lot of our participants want to do the manufacturing things. So for manufacturing thing, you have to go by that's the EM1, DIC, and the factories act. When you start the factory, maybe a small or little bit, you should be guided by this factory act. very vital. And the DIC registration, EM1, and the industrial dispute act, normally okay, collective bargaining and this and when there is a dispute, you have to solve in an amicable way and keep that record. Okay? Then you come to, this is very much required. This is matter is very okay. Minimum wage, this is minimum wage act. This is a minimum wage act. Should we sit. You need 2 minutes more break?
Yes, sir.
Huh? Okay, then take the break. Then take the break after break. Then take 5 minutes. Yeah, I thought I will finish and give a break at the end. First,